Now, this was funny. Representative of New York, Congressman out of New York, Mike Lawler, confronted Hakeem Jeffries in D.C. and called him out to his face and put out the sheet to get him to sign on to open the government back up if they come to some agreement on the subsidies. And by him confronting Hakeem Jeffries and calling him out, because Hakeem Jeffries loves to say, well, Democrats are here, Republicans don't want to come and talk. So Mike Lawler took it straight to him. And when he did, Hakeem got petty, just like Democrats do, start trying to throw out insults and whatnot, but it did not budge Mike Lawler. He was calling him out. So I wanted you to check this out, because fireworks flew between these two right in front of the media in D.C. Now, some may call this unprofessional. I think it's extremely healthy when people on each side are having a verbal confrontation in front of everybody so we can see and hear what's really going on. Not one of these backroom, quote unquote, disagreements where they're probably playing cards, drinking on some scotch or some bourbon and having a cigar. No, we got a chance to see this. And he called Hakeem Jeffries out and pointed out several things about taxes, how much Hakeem spent on his campaign. Like I said, this was a good one. It was totally unexpected, but I had to capture it and I wanted to share it with you. Now, the clip is a little long because they go toe to toe, but I want you to check this out. Matter of fact, I'm going to let this roll in full screen. Check this out.
Did you get permission from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss Donald Trump?
You can easily extend the
ACA
ACA
Did your
right
boss
now.
Donald Trump
He's
give
not
you?
my boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. By the way,
So let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to
Let me
shut
ask
the
you a
government
question.
down?
You
Why
know
did you
I-
vote to shut it
Let me
down?
ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to
No,
make
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
It's sad. You could easily sign on to
You're
this.
embarrassing
You
yourself
could
right
sign
now.
on to this. The only
You're
embarrassment
chasing
here is
clout.
you.
You're an
You
embarrassment.
could sign on to the
Let
bill.
me ask you a question.
You have 4 Democrats on here.
Let me
Why
ask you a
won't you
question.
sign
Let
on
me ask you a
to
question.
it? It's a
Let
clean
me ask
extension
you a
for 1
question.
year.
You voted for the one big
Clean
ugly bill,
extension.
correct?
I voted for a tax cut bill that gave the largest tax cut to Americans in history, including, by the way, the average New Yorker getting a $4,000 tax cut. Are you against that?
You're embarrassing
Do you want
yourself
to
right now.
cut the standard deduction in
The
half? Is that
largest
what you
cut
wanted
to
do?
Medicaid in
No, we
American
rooted
history.
out
You voted
waste,
for that.
fraud, and abuse, by the
You
way.
voted
Tom DiNapoli, the
for a
Democratic
permanent-
controller of New
Let
York,
me ask you a question.
pointed out that $1.2
If
billion
you're gonna- if you're
were
gonna-
wasted.
Listen, you're not going to talk. You're not going to talk to me.
Wasted
You're not
on
going to talk to me
fraud
and talk
and
over
non-New
me
York residents
because you don't
getting
want to
paid.
hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm listening.
So why
Go
don't you
ahead.
just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
because you
is
showed
that-
up.
is that the way to
you
talk?
showed up. You showed up.
Yeah.
And so you voted for this one
I
big
signed
ugly
on
bill.
for this. You can extend it
A
right now.
permanent extension of massive tax breaks for your billionaire
So
donors.
90% of
So they can
Americans,
get a permanent extension.
90% of Americans
working
take the
class
standard
Americans
deduction.
can't? Is that right?
90% of Americans take the standard deduction,
Is that
right?
right?
If you had your way, the standard deduction would have been cut in half. That
No
would have been
one-
a massive tax increase
no
on
one-
Americans all across the country.
You're
You support
here,
that?
unfortunately.
You're against
to
lifting
do
the cap on
bidding
salt?
Of your billionaire
You're-
donors.
the
That's
billionaire
unfortunate.
donors, lifting the
That's
cap on
correct.
salt, we put a income cap in place.
Why are you here right now?
An income
Where are the
cap.
re- where are
Well,
the rest
didn't
of
you
your
want all
Republican
Republicans
colleagues?
to be here?
Where are
I'm
the rest-
here.
where are the rest of your
You wanted
Republican
Republicans to be here. I'm here.
Why are you
And by
here?
the way,
What-
you can pass an ACA extension right now. Sign
Did your
on to this
boss-
bill.
Did your boss
Sign
Donald
on
Trump-
to the bill.
Is your boss Donald Trump behind it?
HR 5145. Why don't you get on it?
Mike, is your boss Donald Trump behind that?
Why
yet?
won't you get on it?
Because you don't work for the American people.
Oh, I do. I
You
work
don't
for the people of New
the
York. I work
Congressional
for the people
district.
of my district.
Is that why you? Is that
I'm
why
here.
You got 145.
And by the way, I voted for a clean CR to keep the government open and funded. You voted to shut it
You're
down.
embarrassing yourself right
Yeah,
now.
with all due respect, you're the one
Why
who
you playing
actually
yourself
voted
with
to
the
shut
outfit?
the government down.
Actually, you
It's
know
sad.
that's not true.
It's sad. You voted to shut the government down.
The Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the President.
Right, and
correct?
you're smart enough to know
Is
that you
right?
need 60 votes in the Senate,
Is
right?
that right? No.
Do you need 60 votes in the
Were
Senate or
60
no?
votes needed to pass your one big ugly bill?
Reconciliation, which you
Was
did with
six-
the IRA,
was
and
60
boy, that really reduced inflation.
Are you
did a
trying to
great job
elevate
there.
yourself because you're afraid
I'm not
you're
trying to
about lose
elevate myself.
re-election?
No, I'm not going to lose
Let me ask you a
re-election. You
question.
spent $42 million last cycle.
Mike,
You didn't do
Mike,
that
let me
great.
say this. Why aren't you running for governor right now?
Because I actually enjoy this job, and I'm here to do
You
it. And
enjoy-
by the way,
you
you
enjoy- you
could
enjoy
actually
embarrassing
pass.
yourself?
You could actually
You
pass
enjoy being a
a
lackey for
subsidy
Donald
right
Trump?
now
Is that
to
right?
ensure that people don't have healthcare premiums going up. Why won't you support this one-year
Let me
bill?
ask you a question.
Tom Swazi's on it. Jared Golden.
Let me ask you a question.
Marie
Let me ask you a
Blusenkamp
question.
Perez.
Let me ask
Are
you a
they
question.
wrong?
Your
Don
other,
Davis?
your other boss,
Are they wrong?
Your other boss, Mike Johnson. I challenged him to a debate
Yeah.
on the floor. Did he send you?
No, I'm here on
his
my behalf
behalf,
of my
because you
constituents
said
because
you
you shut the government down. And my constituents are suffering as a result of your ridiculous ploy because you're so afraid of Zohran Mandami. By the way, when are you endorsing him?
By the way,
do you endorse him for mayor?
First of all, are
you going to endorse him for mayor?
Listen, you're a complete and total embarrassment right now.
Oh, why is that? Because you don't want to answer the question?
Is this supposed to be a video for your failed
You don't want
election?
to. You don't want to answer the question. Do you support Zohran? By the way, did you see his
Listen.
statement yesterday?
Listen.
An embarrassment on October 7th, blaming the Jews. You support that?
Are-
Should he be the Democratic
First of all-
nominee for mayor?
First of all, I don't answer to you. You
Should
don't
he be
even
the Democratic
answer to
mayor?
yourself.
Should he be the
You don't
Democratic
even-
nominee
I'll
for
answer
mayor?
whatever questions I need to answer about
Okay,
the
so you
mayor's
think
race,
his statement
about the Ameri-
yesterday was okay?
First of all,
All right. That's sad.
First of all,
It's unfortunate.
Don't come with this phony
These are bills. These are bills. They're not phony. They're real bills.
That Republicans are even.
Did you see that? He called Hakeem Jeffries flat-footed. Hakeem was not ready, and all he wanted to do was, yeah, Trump's your boss, and you're a lackey, and Mike Johnson's your boss. Are you trying to get props? Everything he said had nothing to do with what the man was asking him. He got a bill ready that gave a 1-year extension for the Affordable Care Act, which is what the Democrats have been saying this is all about, right? Which proves it has nothing to do with extending the Obamacare subsidies. It has everything to do with millions of illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, immigrants, whatever you want to call them, illegals, getting free Medicaid and getting other free subsidies from the government. That's what this is all about. The Democrat Party have been exposed trying to create a voter class based on their limited English ability, their lack of understanding American history, because they come from all different places in the world. They don't know how wretched the Democrat Party is. They don't know that this is the party of Jim Crow, the party of the KKK, the party of the 94 crime bill. They don't know that this is the party of, well, now they do, of open borders, high taxes, radicalized crime, which is exactly why. Did you know the Hispanic swing from Democrats to Republican has been the greatest migration that we've seen in the last 30 years? And you would think, like the Democrats did, that if we open up the borders and we let all of these illegal immigrants in, the Hispanics will love us. Did you realize that I believe the number was less than 1% of the illegal immigrants here are actually from Mexico? They come from the Congo. They come from Venezuela. They coming from Brazil. They coming from all different places. But the Democrats were hoping if we keep them ignorant, lacking knowledge, and feeding them, they'll vote for us, until they too will say, damn, I'm getting sick of these slave wages, man. I'm getting sick of getting dismissed and only remembered every 4 years. And this is what the Democrats do. Every single poll that's being shown right now shows that the Democrat Party is in significant trouble. While they talk about President Trump's approval rating, which when he was elected, his approval rating was 45%. Right now, today, his approval rating is at 43 or 44%. As a matter of fact, they say experts on CNN said that President Trump has the strongest second term approval rating in modern history, because most of the time during the second term, that president, not very favorable, which is why typically 2 years after a person wins for a president, the opposite party, the opposing party, wins in the midterms. But right now, the way it's trending, the Democrats will, for the first time, and I have to research how long, may not win the midterms. And God, the Most High God willing, they will not only lose the midterms, they'll lose significant seats, meaning the Republicans will gain significant seats, and, we'll keep moving forward towards the golden age and the America First movement. So I just wanted to bring you this video to let you see that's Representative Mike Lawler out of New York confronting Hakeem Jeffries on Capitol Hill, calling him out. Here's the bill for you to sign, Hakeem, if it's really about the ACA. He schooled him on taxes, where he said, oh, you voted for the big, beautiful bill, big, ugly bill, what Hakeem Jeffries said. He said, yeah, I voted for tax subsidies, which helped Americans save $4,000 on their taxes. The Democrats wanted to cut the standardized tax deductions in half, which would have increased all of our taxes. So he also pointed out Hakeem Jeffries spent $42 million on his last campaign and is the laughing stock of leadership in the country right now. He's not respected amongst Democrats while he tries to stand there and stick his chest out and act like he's about that life. No, he's not. Hakeem the Dream Jeffries, Timu Obama 2.5, whatever you want to call him. He's a failing leader on a failing party in a winning country. And we need more Republicans to do what Mike Lawler did and step to these Democrats where they are and call them out. So I just wanted to bring you this. I hope you enjoyed it. I have more videos coming, but this was a hot one, and I wanted to make sure that I brought it to you first. So if you watched it in its entirety, I want to say I thank you from the top and bottom of my heart. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe. Most importantly, I want you to stay safe and you be great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.